Hey guys, so we're actually recording this part after we made the podcast. Just want to preface by saying that we didn't really plan out an intro beforehand. We just abruptly went into it. So what you're gonna hear after this is gonna just be like completely abrupt, like in the middle of our conversation. So in the beginning you might be confused, but then hopefully you guys will just settle into it.
Yeah, it's a lot of it, actually almost all of it, is about gaming, and like the direction it's heading, our favorites, our preferences between what consoles versus PCs, a little bit of everything. As we mentioned earlier in our other podcast, that we will be covering gaming in a text perspective. So let's know what you guys think, and leave some comments down below if you agree or disagree with us, and what we believe is going to be the next generation of gaming.
Yeah, and you guys might be thinking like, oh, gaming from a tech perspective, why are you guys doing that? But we might be planning we're dabbling into gaming because we might be planning a subsidiary gaming channel. So definitely be on the lookout for that. But yeah, as he said, we're in this episode we're like just talking a lot about gaming and the direction it's headed into.
Okay, so hope you guys enjoy this podcast, and let's get right into that abrupt podcast. Supported through all
I just turn on
what's it called? Cross platforms. And if that's a good idea or not.
No.
Like, is it better for Xbox or Microsoft to sell Game Pass to all
I don't even know what you're saying.
platforms? Do you think that's a good idea?
Wait, do what now?
Game Pass being on all the platforms, and being able to use Xbox Game Pass like on PC, and not having to buy an Xbox for any specific game that you want to play. Because they're Microsoft's trying to sell services now, rather than titles.
Right, yeah. So, there's not really any compelling exclusives, really, that Microsoft has nowadays. So, I feel like now they should just focus on their services that they offer. Because they are really good services compared to, like, what PlayStation offers with, like, the stupid PlayStation Now.
Oh, man.
Like, that's trash, man. I don't want to fucking stream video games. Like,
it's like $29 a month.
Yeah. And no, like, the worst part is, like, you're streaming video games. You're not even, like, downloading them so you can play them. So then you have to deal with, like, input lag and all this other stupid bullshit. Because, like, then you have the Google Stadia, which is the same concept. Yeah. It's like, we're going to do 4K 60 FPS, guys. Fucking stupid. It's not going to happen.
Nope.
Most people don't have a good internet connection, in order to support that. Like, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, my internet connection barely... handles like 4K, and then me playing on my Switch. It's just it's hard to do it.
Right.
Imagine just trying to share the internet with like your girl who's watching like Netflix, and then you're on your phone looking at whatever, and while playing, it's too much, and it's not. I don't think it's
not ideal.
I think it's a good concept. It's just right now with our internet speeds and with everything being on the internet, like our Nest, our everything, our phones,
smart home,
computers. It's just not gonna work. I don't see it working unless Google has some kind of crazy tech behind it. I don't see it.
Otherwise, I feel like it's not gonna work out.
But who wants to play on their phone? Like, it's weird.
It doesn't have to be on your phone. I think
on a computer.
You can use a Chromecast.
Yeah, your laptop.
Yeah,
but also the fact that you have to pay to get like 4K 60 frames. On top of paying for the game, on top of paying for the internet, and on top of paying for the Chromecast, probably a controller too.
Yeah, just like so.
It's just not. I mean, it's cheaper than buying a console, but I don't know.
It's just not the ideal.
Yeah, and then like if how Google always like shuts down their apps and shit. I mean, how do I know this?
And they don't support them too.
I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna be a long-term thing or they're gonna shut down in a year.
True. Yeah, if it's a failure, it's
You know how they closed down Hangouts?
Yeah.
And then Allo,
yeah.
You know, they're really wishy-washy.
They are.
Yeah, like what if a year from
they
now,
close their developments.
all of a sudden just like cancel it?
And then what happens to your games after that? Like, you get them back, or they just gone?
Yeah, exactly, because it's all on the cloud, right?
Yeah. It's cloud-based.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean...
I don't see Google giving you...
It's a good concept, but I would pave the way for Microsoft to do it first.
I feel like Microsoft would better
job.
Because especially with, like, you know, again, like, you download those games from Game Pass, so you can just play them as if, like, you own them yourself, instead of, like, trying to stream them over all this other bullshit and deal with ping and, you know, input lag and all this other bullshit. Like,
yeah. It's not ideal.
Yeah. Who wants to fucking play, like, you know, like Devil May Cry or some hack and slash, like trying to play like 60 FPS, but it's just constantly stuttering and like, you know, fucking up your combos and stuff. Like, you know, it's fuck true. That. Yeah. Or like Dark Souls. Imagine fucking playing Dark Souls over streaming. Like,
we could barely play like Smash. Like,
exactly.
Match of Smash. That's local.
And those games are very like input sensitive.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Hell, especially the new Smash.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, like, the only thing that I guess the benefit or silver lining with like PC or like cloud computing is the online is free compared to Switch or any of your consoles where you have to pay the membership.
Right.
Because the online is just your internet.
Right.
You're already paying for that, so
yeah.
There's nothing in addition to that. So
exactly.
That's the only incentive, and on top of that, I guess the 4K 60 frames, wider variety of titles. But like, I don't know, man. I can't justify paying $60 for a game. I can't. Like, that's why I haven't gotten digital games in a long, long time, because they're never on sale. They're always like full price. I've never seen a game like unless you go to those like shady third-party sites like Green Man Gaming or G2A, and I don't know how reputable those are because I've heard some horror stories of like people getting their money gypped from them and not getting the right code.
G2A isn't good.
Yeah, so like, you know, I can just walk into a brick and mortar store like GameStop, and I know GameStop's not the greatest, but at least their trade-in values. If I have some old crappy games collecting dust, I can just bring them in, trade them in, and then pay the difference and cop a new game. But I can't do that with
trade-in deals.
Yeah, but I can't do that with digital games unless GameStop had them too. But I'm still paying $60 for it, you know. So even if I traded in the games, I'm still paying $60 for the game. I don't want to do that. So, and nowadays, like what Kingdom Hearts 3, for example, freaking 10 months in, and it's $30 now, right?
Yeah,
brand new. Half the freaking price.
It's cheaper.
That's what I'm saying.
It was $13 on Amazon like a week ago.
What?
Yeah, $13.
Good, man. Don't get me started on Nomura and its craziness.
Yeah. But that's just one example.
The game we've been waiting for 13 years, man.
Yeah.
The game we've been waiting for 13 years is now $13.
Yeah.
They love that number, don't they?
Yeah, dude.
Organization 13.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
Oh my god.
What do you guys have, what about expectations for the, like, well, since we're not Xbox people, the PS5? Like, what do you want to see on it that the PS4 is lacking?
Backwards compatibility.
Yeah, backwards compatibility.
And SSD.
Oh yeah, dude, that's a must. Without having to do it yourself.
Yeah, that's cool. Those two things definitely. But I mean, I think the PS4 Pro looks already pretty good. I mean, better graphics would be nice. I guess more like better performance with like, for example, like when you play Zombies. Not as bad as PS3, but you can still notice some performance.
Oh, yeah, the choppiness.
Sure.
Yeah, especially when you got all these bunch of zombies, and you got the robot guy helping us.
Yeah,
good performance there probably, but I mean, I'm not gonna really care too much about graphics. I know they're gonna be good either way.
I don't think their focus is graphics per se, more than like you said, performance. The PS4 Pro claims to be 4K 60 frames, but to be honest, more often than not, it's like 30 frames. Yeah. It may still be 4K, but it's definitely 30 frames, even on 4K games.
Yeah, and like another issue is like, I don't know, like the Pro just kept getting touted as like, yeah, there's this like performance mode, and like all these games are going to like run like amazingly, 60 FPS. But it's not even like consistent 60 FPS. It's just like variable, So like the game can hit 60 if it wanted to, but it doesn't really always do that. So, like, for example, like, I saw it when I, tried out God of War at your place, like, when it's, like, loading the next section or whatever, it just dips to, like, 30 or 40. It's, like,
Like if there's like a gate opening up and it's loading, no,
yeah,
it's not 60.
So there's like very few games that support that. So that's like one thing like that I feel like this generation, like I was really hoping there would be more games that run at like better frame rates, but that's still an issue even at 1080p. So I feel like hopefully with the PS5 that they'll try and like, you know, work on that a bit more. Aside from obviously like, you know, like working on load times and stuff, like that's nice and all, but I want better frame rates out of these games because I feel like even now it's kind of disappointing.
It is, and I think for me the main thing would be this is a really nitpicky thing, but the PS3 and the PS4, their fans are loud as shit, dude, and I need them to work on their heat dissipation, like get better cooling systems inside, because like I know that ventilation is important, but like even if my PC is like an enclosed area, it won't be that loud. Like the PS4, my PS4 specifically, it gets so loud sometimes when I'm playing a game like Spider-Man and a boss fight. It'll get so loud that it disrupts my experience of the actual game.
Yeah, it sounds like PC from like 07.
Yeah, and I'm like, are you serious? Then I gotta wait for it to like cool down. I like pause it or exit the game, wait for it to cool down, and it just repeats itself. And the same thing happened on the PS3. I remember it was even worse. I did hear though that the PS4 is better than the PS4 Pro in terms of like retaining, like, you know, what's it called, releasing heat, exhausting heat. So
I remember. When the Pro first came out, I remember a lot of like people were reporting that their Pros like having issues with heat or just like a black screen or some sort of like issue. And that was like a big thing when I first came out. And I think there was like this like YouTuber Kroby Cat, I think.
Okay.
Like he has this video about it, like, you know, with all these people having Pros that were failing, and it was pretty bad. I mean, obviously they, you know, fixed it with all the time that they've had, but when it first launched, it was
Yeah, I mean, as far as the PS5 goes, I gotta see how expensive it's gonna be. If it's anywhere near along the taglines of like price tags of the PS4 at launch, and God no, I hope not the PS3. Because that was like $600 at launch. I'll definitely wait it out.
I think it will stay at the same price point, $399, maybe $499.
I think it was rumored. I don't know where I read it, but apparently it's going to be like $4.99 or $5.99, something like that. It's rumored though. It's not, you know.
Oh, the price for the PS5.
I
think it's gonna be more.
I hope not. Because then why not get a PC?
Yeah.
You know?
At that point.
And honestly, that's another thing. It better have a freaking 4K Blu-ray player, man. Like, I got Infinity War on Blu-ray, and I was hyped to watch it on the PS4.
That, right?
Yeah, only the X. Only the X. Yeah. But I was hyped to watch Infinity War, and then I found out that it only supports 1080p, not 4K. I'm like, and I bought the 4K one. So, I don't know, man. I mean, that's just one thing I want to see in the PS5. 4K Blu-ray player, better heat dissipation, and then consistent 60 frames. Doesn't have to be 4K.
Right.
It could be 1080. I don't care. Just consistency. Like that one game I played last year. It's a remake.
Shadow of the Colossus.
There you go, Shadow of the Colossus. That was constant 60.
Right.
But that's because it was a remake.
Right.
So I want like a brand new AAA title to run constantly at 60. And then I'll consider paying the price tags that they're putting on, you know?
Yeah.
And like the thing is, like, I wouldn't mind paying the prices, like for Nintendo, for example. A lot of the Nintendo games I pay like asking price for because they actually retain their value.
Right.
Like if I want to trade them in or sell them, I'll get back what I paid for it, or at least 80% back. But with PS4, man, if I paid 60, luckily I got it as a gift. But if I paid $60 for Kingdom Hearts 3, I'd be getting like 20% back at this point. You know, like I said, I went to GameStop and they were giving me $8 freaking, and that wasn't even cash. Cash was $6.50. That's sad, man.
Don't they have a new Pro membership like coming along?
But it doesn't add like extra percentage to trade-ins. You just get $5 off promos and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Are you guys gonna get it at launch?
For PS5? Nah.
Probably not.
I've never gotten a gaming console at launch.
Me neither.
I have the Switch.
I wanted to do that too, but I have to wait. But the PS2 never got on launch. PS3, same thing. PS4, same thing. It's just 'cause usually the first one always has problems.
Yeah.
And it's always more expensive.
Right.
Yeah, that one's true.
I would wait it out, see what games are on it first.
I'll probably wait like a year or two.
Yeah.
So there's games I want to play, and then once they are out, then I'll maybe get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, I heard rumors that there's going to be a Switch Pro or something in 2020. I kind of hope that's not true. Because first of all, it's a Nintendo system, so like, how much Pro do you need to run those games? Yeah, they already run at 60 better than the PS4 does its titles. Yeah. So I don't really see a reason for a Pro. Right. The only thing I would change in the Switch is maybe the handheld display, make it like a 1080p panel. Or
that'd be cool.
A sharper or more saturated one. Yeah. But the internals are fine. Plus, $299 is enough of an asking price for the Switch. Like, I'm not paying more than that for a Nintendo device.
True. Yeah.
It's like not worth it. And I don't think I'd be interested. What are they calling the next Xbox? Like the code name for it?
Oh, Scarlet, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
You guys gonna get that?
No. Not really. I don't like Xbox games.
Yeah, I've never been an Xbox guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they've had good exclusives over the years, but I feel like a lot of those franchises are just stagnating. Like, there's not really enough innovation with, like story or just gameplay or whatever. It's just the same shit just being fed to you constantly. So, like,
Yeah, they rely too much on Halo for their exclusivity. Right. And then Gears of War. Yeah. Fable was a good one back in the day.
Yeah,
but good. Other than that, not really.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other exclusive. I know they have Forza.
Yeah.
Forza. Forza. I forgot that's considered one.
Yeah. That they have Halo.
Right.
Gears of War.
Yeah.
I heard Gears of War was decent.
Yeah, that was pretty.
I heard 5. Well, yeah. Oh, you mean like overall?
Yeah, overall.
Yeah. No, the first like 2 or 3 were pretty good, I thought, but
I played it like 10 years ago, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, for their time they were good. I feel like now it's not, hasn't aged all too well. Because there are so many games like that nowadays, third-person shooter.
Yeah, I like their hardware. I really do. And I like that, Microsoft makes the software. So I've used it before, like just a regular 1S. And the software is really good. Like, if you want a really good media device, apps and stuff, it's really good for that. Yeah, everything is really fast, but their software, as in the games, are not very good. Yeah. But I know they bought a couple of companies that they're trying to make more first party games, which is cool. But the Xbox is something that I would also wait on. If I decide to get one, just because, I want to make sure there's games on it that I want to play, not just multi-platforms, but first party is real important. But that's just me, though.
Yeah, I think their main drive right now is the whole Game Pass thing that they're pushing.
Yep.
Yeah, but right now, who I think it's doing really good is the Switch. Nintendo's just. It's they always come out with very consistently good games, which is kind of hard, kind of crazy. Like right now, I'm playing Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Luigi's Mansion 3 just came out, and I heard really good things about it. And it's crazy. Like I play my Switch a lot more than my PS4. I haven't played PS4 since I beat Kingdom Hearts 3, which is a while ago. Yeah. But it's my main console right now, and it's crazy because compared to the PS4, it's like super weak. But it's definitely the most fun I've had. With a console so far.
For sure.
Oh yeah, the NVIDIA type. I forgot it has that as a processor.
Yeah, it's like a tablet processor or something.
Yeah.
But it just works really. I like it. I rarely would ever say, "Oh, I wish it was more powerful" or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Because a lot of the times you're having fun, and that's the whole point. Is to have fun.
Yeah.
Going home.
It's not about the graphics.
Yeah, it's about having a good time. And if you really want to play like a AAA photorealistic game, usually you'll stick with PC or maybe like PS4 or Xbox. But I always enjoy like a lot of the first party games. I really do like.
Yeah, I definitely want to check out Luigi's Mansion.
So right now, I'm trying to get Luigi's Mansion 3. I know Pokemon is coming out soon. I think it's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, it is.
I'll probably skip that. Just I've heard some very bad things about that, but
I would just get it for the Pokédex, honestly.
Yeah, the Pokédex. What do you mean?
Like, aren't there like new Pokemon in it?
Yeah, the weird part is there's new Pokemon in it, but you can't collect all of them.
Oh yeah.
It's not gotta catch them all anymore.
Like Pokemon Go, you're trying to get all of them. You can't do that in the new ones. Because they said it was too much work.
It's like the middle regions, right? That are like missing or something like that.
All of them. Not all of them, but like they kind of pick and choose from different generations, and then they're basically half the Pokemon are gone.
Oh wow!
Yeah. And then we know what's screwed up. They're telling you, yeah, you can't get all of them, but we'll sell you an application where you can keep all your Pokemon, and we'll charge you every month.
That's fucking stupid.
And then in the future, we'll let you take your Pokemon and you can play them on the game. So it's really weird.
Yeah, I can see that being a
deal breaker. So you're paying for the Nintendo Online, right?
Yeah.
And then you're paying for
that's fucking stupid.
The Pokemon Home is called Home.
Oh.
So you're paying for two things to it's like a memory card. It's really weird, and that's why people don't like the new Pokemon, because they're basically pushing you to pay for
microtransaction bullshit.
Basically.
Yeah.
That's so dumb.
That's stupid, man. I didn't think Nintendo would fucking go down that road too. Come on.
It's not. It's
it's Game Freak.
Game Freak and the Pokemon company.
Yeah.
And that's why people are very upset about it. I really want to buy them, but because of that, and it's basically a 3DS game on the Switch. And you're paying $60 before it was like $40.
Yeah.
So it's like, do I really want to spend that much money on this? No. I'll probably wait on it.
Yeah. I mean, at least they did a good job with the Let's Go.
Yeah, that one I would pay for right now. I'm not gonna buy it new, obviously, because they were gonna charge me at full price. But I've seen some good deals for like $30, and it's like games I grew up with.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's like super nostalgic, and the old Pokemon, the music. So that's one of them that I would want to get, but I just haven't had a chance to. I have too many games that I have to play. On the Switch and on the PS4, so I'm trying to get through that list right now. But let's see, what else is it coming out?
For the Switch or just in general?
I was thinking more Switch, because I've been buying more games for my Switch. I have so many now.
Yeah.
Just because of PS4, I do want to finish Nier.
You gotta finish it, man. You gotta fucking finish it.
I know.
Really good game.
I'm stuck, man. I'm stuck in that boss fight, and I did not level up.
Yeah.
I'm super under level. I do no damage to that guy, and it's gonna take me an hour. That's why I'm dreading playing it. But I want to play that. God of War, Resident Evil 2.
Finish Spider-Man.
I finished Spider-Man at some point, and then what's the other one?
Kingdom Hearts DLC?
No, man, no. No, that game is. I'm done for that. I'm done with Xehanort, man. I don't need to. I don't need more 13 years of Kingdom Hearts. I'm done. I needed to see. I saw the ending. I grew up with this game, and we killed the guy, and that's it. I feel like Nomura's he's gonna bring him back, and then he's gonna say, "Hey, you gotta fight him another 13 years." Like, no, I'm okay. Because I just saw some cutscenes from the trailer, and he's back, and Master Xehanort, the young one.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, man, just stop.
Yeah.
Isn't it like the DLC? Like you can play as different characters, but only for the data battles.
Yeah, it's looking
something like that. Yeah.
It's looking like the not the data battles.
Just like the story battles.
Yeah, at the very end.
Yeah, it's like redoing those or something. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, I feel like you're gonna, because based on the trailers, it looks like you're just fighting in the battle itself.
Yeah.
I don't think that he'll make more scenarios for them to be playable as.
That would suck if that's what it is. If it's just like, you know, playing as that character during, you know, from that perspective, that sucks. Like that's not new content, man. It's just
if the same fights just
like that's some like fucking like, you know, action replay type shit. You know, like I can play as this character instead.
Like mod or something.
Fucking.
Yeah.
Like I don't need that. I want actual like new original content, not just, you know, a fucking different perspective of. You know.
Okay, screw it. Let's talk about Kingdom Hearts 3 and how shitty it was. Okay. So,
right.
I hated that 90% of the game was just me fucking around. Nothing I did mattered, really, until the very end. And I feel the DLC is going to be geared towards the end, add more stuff to the end, but nothing to the beginning or middle or nothing like that. And
right.
Very disappointed in that game.
I just didn't like how there's like no replayability and also like there's no post game content either, or at least not that much.
Yeah,
not interesting. Yeah, post game content's just
Yeah, there was really nothing there. And then I tried playing in critical mode, and I just didn't care for it. I wish it was an option in the beginning because that would have been more fun.
Yeah,
but I didn't like that. I mean, there's so much loading in that game.
Yeah, you said it was like boring just waiting for
Yeah, because you can skip the cutscenes, because I've already seen the cutscenes, but then it's going to take you to that little Instagram-looking thing, and then you're going to wait till it loads, and then you fight, and then you skip the cutscene, and then more loading, and it just never ends, and like, oh my god, I got to do this for 30 hours?
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't bother to play it again, because it's just too much loading, and it kills the whole momentum of the game for me.
Yeah.
But what's the extra boss name? Dark Side or Dark Heart or whatever?
Man, I don't remember.
Look it up.
Yeah, it was like an optional boss.
Right.
And he was too easy.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was forgettable, and that's probably why I can't remember the name.
I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I did not like that Sephiroth was not there.
Yeah.
Dark Inferno.
Yeah,
Dark Inferno. Yeah. But, they really dropped the ball on the post game content. There was no Olympus Coliseum. There was no like interesting like secret, you know, sort of like the Cavern of Remembrance from Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, like where it's a whole new area to explore and like, you know, really strong enemies, and like it was cool, you know, it was like mysterious. It was like, you know, something new. And there's none of that, you know, like there's no, you know, secret areas to explore in this game when you're done with it. It's just you're pretty much done with it. And, you know, if you want to fuck around and, you know, play these stupid ass mini games like, you know, dancing in the Tangled World, or fucking, you know, doing that stupid Frozen slider mini game, like you know, go have fun with that. But otherwise, it's like there's nothing there, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's inexcusable because obviously they weren't rushing it. So.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they took their sweet ass time, and the funniest part is that they still didn't fucking, you know, do anything worthwhile with all the time that they took to fucking make this game. Yeah, you would think
they would add like an update or something like that.
Yeah, like the game just felt so like rushed in parts. It's ridiculous. Like, I mean, even the bosses that you fight in the game, it's like, you know, you just fight all these random generic unversed enemies. It's like, what the fuck, like. Where are the Disney villains and stuff? Like why? Like why am I not fighting like, you know, like more Disney villains? Like that would have been way cooler instead of just fighting some random blob, you know, like fucking heartless blob or unversed blob, you know, over and over again. It was really stupid.
Yeah, I forgot about the Disney bosses. I know the first one had them, obviously, but the second one had Mulan, the guy.
Right. Yeah. I feel like the second one like kind of toned it down, but like it still had them. Yeah.
It's weird. I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
We did have the tentacle guy, the octopus guy.
We did have Davy Jones. Yeah, that was cool.
I think he was the only one.
He was the only one. Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
I didn't notice that. That's another bad thing about that.
Yeah, because, like, you know, like, if we got to, like, fight, like, Zurg or something, like, in the Toy Story world, that would have been fucking amazing. Like, I love the Toy Story world in the game. That was, like, probably one of my favorites. Because, like, the level design and just, like, the platforming was really cool in that level.
All the floors and
stuff.
It
was, like, very slice of life. It was very realistic.
Yeah. Yeah, but, like, I don't know. It's just, like, the rest of it was just... it was a mess. And yeah, it's sad. I wish Square Enix would do better with their main franchises like Final Fantasy. I mean, I haven't really played Final Fantasy 14. I've heard good things about it. My friends are like obsessed with it. Like they've put in like hundreds and hundreds of hours into it. But like when it comes to like single player offerings, I feel like Square Enix just isn't doing well. With like Final Fantasy 15 and now Kingdom Hearts 3, it's just like disappointment after disappointment. So I don't know how the Final Fantasy 7 remake's going to end up. I mean, I'm already not a fan of the weird business model that they have with that game, where it's like, pay $60 for the first part and then wait for the next part, and we don't know how many parts we're going to make for this game, so you're just going to have to fucking spend like, $180 or something on the full game. Like, that's stupid, dude. I'm not going to fucking spend $180 for one game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's really stupid.
It's a bad business model.
Yeah. So
and you're right. They put like dedication on like their more frivolous games, like what's that one game? Unchained, the mobile Kingdom Hearts game.
Oh yeah, there's no, it's not Unchained.
Unchained.
What's it called?
I think it is.
Unchained. Yeah, it was Unchained, and then I think it became like Union Cross or some stupid shit.
Yeah, they changed names. It is stupid. It's like free to play.
Yeah.
They put like a lot of effort into that.
Yeah. Right, for no reason. Yeah.
Because it makes them like super money, a bunch of money, I guess. But
I don't know like who would want to fucking do that though. Like Jesus,
the worst part, man. The worst part about that game is the story is actually pretty cool.
But you have to play so much to get into it.
That's dumb.
No, I went on YouTube, man. And watched the whole like the cutscenes and stuff.
Right.
And it's actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's you have to play. So if you want to do it legit, you have to play like 200 quests to get one.
Not even. You have to play like 800 because I did over 200 quests. Literally, all you do, you cycle between 3 worlds. So like, okay, let's check where this world is, what they're doing now, what they're doing. The only thing you get, the only juicy thing you get is in quest 3. You see Maleficent for like 2 seconds. That's it.
That's.
It's so repetitive. It's not even fun.
Yeah.
It's not even fun.
I never got into it, but yeah, I bet it's just really repetitive, grindy.
And it sucks because the next games are, if you want to get to know what's going on, you have to play that game.
Yeah, that's the worst part. Fucking Kingdom Hearts canon is just so stupid. Like everything is canon, the only thing I think that isn't canon is that weird like Kingdom Hearts VCast phone game that they released. Like that was the only thing that's not canon. Everything else, all these other stupid spin-offs for the DS, 3DS,
Was Recoded canon?
Yeah.
Yeah, Recoded was fucking garbage. It was really
I heard the DS game was fun.
Which one was that?
Recoded.
Oh yeah, I guess the gameplay was fine, but the story was complete shit.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like really bad, man. It was like, man, it was so bad.
What were your thoughts on Kingdom Hearts 3?
Sorry. As I was playing it and progressing through it, all these nostalgic feelings, coming back, hitting me in the face. Just thinking about who I grew up with when we played it, like you guys, and then like just the ride that Sora and his freaking clique have been on, and all that stuff. So I was more like, I guess, not biased, but I was like more into the like the whole.
Like immersed into the nostalgia.
Yeah, so I kind of forgave its faults, but then in retrospect, like looking back at it, like there were definitely a lot of things that I would not change about it, but like add on to it and fix, and like the story a little bit. I feel like the ending happened really, really quickly without giving anything away. It just too much at once. Like, oh yeah, let's just half-ass this. Yeah, this person comes back, they make up. Blah, blah, blah. Like it was too quick.
I agree.
And for a game that we awaited literally more than a decade for, I just feel like it's a big middle finger from Square to us.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like the whole ending section was so fucking rushed. Like the whole game was just you just running through these Disney worlds and not doing shit, and then all the main story is just crammed into like the very last few hours of the game. And I know like the previous Kingdom Hearts games kind of had that problem at times too, but I feel like those games at least had like a middle point, right? Where like it goes away from the Disney worlds and it tries to bring like the original story in.
Mm-hmm.
So like it has like that middle point, like Kingdom Hearts 1, where you have to like go to like Hollow Bastion and stuff.
Yeah.
And, like before all that, and then Kingdom Hearts 2, you run through all the worlds and then all the stuff happens in Hollow Bastion. Like, Hollow Bastion is such a central theme to the series.
Yep.
And it's not even in fucking Kingdom Hearts 3. It's like, what is this,
Yeah, that eerie music.
Yeah, and then on top of that, like, Twilight Town, man, they fucking did that shit dirty. Like, it's only, like, 2 areas to explore. Yeah. Like, what the fuck? You don't even get to go to the mansion. You don't get to go to, like, the forest.
Yeah, you're just looking for, like, pictures or something, right?
Right, yeah.
Which was fun, but like they should have added more of an element to it,
right?
Like you said, or I would even take Traverse Town at this point, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, that's where it was.
Going to the mansion really blew me away.
Yeah, that was dumb. Yeah. That was really dumb.
Like there's so much in there.
Yeah.
So much history in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like they didn't touch. I feel like they forgot about their roots.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, as a new game, if it was a spin-off, then it's like whatever, but like to an end of a franchise or a supposed end of a franchise, this isn't the way to go out.
Yeah, I agree.
And then that ending, man, like...
that was just...
Yeah, like I'm like, what the hell just happened? Like,
and
then, fading into Kingdom Hearts 4, which we probably have to wait another decade for. Like,
and apparently that's not going to be about Sora and them anymore.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
This which doesn't make sense without spoiling anything. It doesn't make sense because of the way it ended.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, during the moment, I was very immersed into it. I remember talking to you guys about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, like goosebumps all over and everything.
Yeah.
But then, like after looking back and watching videos on YouTube, I'm like, I didn't really realize this when I was playing it. I'm like, what the, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you get past the honeymoon phase.
Right.
Yeah, and you can't forgive a lot of the things. Like, you're right, they did spend a lot of time on the cutscenes of the Disney stories. Like, dude, everyone has seen these movies, Toy Story and all
Yeah, you don't have to constantly fucking retell these same goddamn stories over and over again.
We know what has been happening, so...
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's just one aspect of it. So, there's other aspects, too, like, not just Kingdom Hearts, but... Like, Devil May Cry 5, I feel like, that was a hiatus of, 2007 is when Devil May Cry 4 came out, right?
I think 2008.
2008, okay, so that's what, a 11-year gap, and it hit it right on the mark.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
It was great.
Yeah.
So that was almost as long of a wait as the Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
But it was
Big
fantastic.
Difference. Right.
Yeah. I remember that game in the beginning, I wasn't feeling it, but then after years, Dante, game changer. Literally.
Game changer, No, he was definitely the star of the show, like always.
Yeah.
But you guys played it on the hardest one, right?
No.
Or like the hardest one that's available.
I did it on normal, man. I did.
No, I think I did it on normal.
Oh, really?
Too. Devil Hunter. Yeah.
Because I know later you can unlock the hard mode, right?
I think hard one's unlocked in the beginning. Son of Sparta. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But Heaven or Hell or Dante Must Die, those are... You have to beat it on Son of Sparta first.
Yeah. So the funny thing though is that in Devil May Cry 5, so like if you beat Urizen, I think was his name, the first boss. Yeah. If you manage to beat him, because you know how it's supposed to be like tough and stuff. Yeah, and it's like a scripted event, like it just continues the game. If you actually do beat him, then you in a funny way you technically beat the game. Like the game just ends there. And you actually unlock the next difficulty from there. So you don't even have to play through the entire game. If you wanted to just like speed run it or whatever, you could just run through like the first boss real quick, just get all the difficulties and then just, pick from that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. Yeah.
I remember learning about that. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of Spider-Man? Since it's the first of its I guess not the first of its kind, but like first actual open world.
I'm just still blown away that was Insomniac.
Yeah. I think that was the biggest takeaway from it.
Yeah, they did a great job. Yeah.
Growing up from those Ratchet and Clank games, which were amazing, with the puzzles and everything.
Right.
Incorporating that into Spider-Man with those little graph puzzles. I forgot what they're called.
Yeah.
But those were so fun to do. In the
sure.
lab, and then even just like the stealth missions, they added a little bit of Arkham element to it.
Yeah, I did feel like Arkham.
Yeah, like you don't really think it, but like in the cartoons, if you grow up watching Spider-Man, he does do a little bit of stealth. Like he'll like scope out, like he'll be on top of the ceiling and scope out the place first before he makes his move.
Right.
So, but you don't really realize that, and then when you play the game, you're like, wow, like I'm actually being Spider-Man. So
yeah.
I thought that was a great game. Some people have a complaint that there's a little too many repetition of enemy fights, but I mean, you can't just go straight to the boss. Like you gotta have take care of the henchmen and stuff first.
Yeah.
And honestly, those get they make them fun because they add those little challenges.
Yeah.
Like those 3 on the side that tell you perform a 70 hit combo, don't get hit, or use web takedown 5 times, whatever.
Right.
And then like you when you do those, you earn points, and then you can unlock cool stuff like skills or costumes and stuff. I think they did a great job. But obviously, I don't think the sequel is going to be on PS4. It's definitely going to be on the next gen consoles.
For sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And like, I don't know, I guess the only thing I would change is I just want to see it in 60 frames. I know it's possible. Yeah. I know it's an open world game and it's like tougher to make open world games in 60 frames, but I think it's possible. I mean, I think GTA did it.
Yeah, that was only after though, because I know like when GTA 5 like first came out on PS3 and 360, it was like 30. But then when it came out on PS4, then they kind of like remastered it.
Oh, okay.
So then it became 60. So I'm sure they'll probably do that with Spider-Man on PS5. Like they might do like a remastered edition or whatever the hell, and then it'll be 60 frames. Or maybe they'll have some crazy tech that allows you to like upscale the frame rate or something. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then it just like outputs the game at 60. But I hope it doesn't like break the game or something.
Yeah,
we'll see though. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I've seen some videos like on YouTube of people playing GTA 5 on an RTX. That's crazy, man.
Oh yeah, the ray tracing. Yeah. I mean, RTX is the future, right?
When did that game come out? 2013?
Yeah, September 2013. It's aged pretty well.
It's pretty timeless.
Yeah, for those who like mods. If you don't like mods, it's not going to age that well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you're just like messing around.
And there's a rumor, right? They're making GTA 6?
Yeah, it's a purported rumor, but I don't know how true it is.
I'm sure they are. But it'll take time because, they just released like Red Dead Redemption 2 and I'm sure they'll do some like DLC or some shit for that game.
It definitely won't be for PS4 or Xbox One.
GTA 6?
I don't think so. I think it'll be for next gen.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they're not going to just.
I thought you meant it would be like a PC exclusive.
Oh no, I mean like this gen, current gen. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what kind of jump I expect from the next gen because PS4 from PS3 was a pretty good jump. I thought so. The ability to exit your game without saying please close the application first.
Yeah.
And run background apps. 8 gigs of RAM versus 2 or 3 on the PS3. A lot of it changed. The aesthetically, and behind the scenes, under the hood, all that stuff. It was, but PS5. I just want it to be quieter and perform better.
Quieter, SSD, like Amir said, higher frame rate.
Yeah, the variable frame rate would be great. Like, all these the PC Master Race guys, they can finally be put to rest if consoles actually reach that point. It's harder to do than say, but I don't know. I feel like it can be replicated. It just takes a matter of time and development. And I feel like Sony or Microsoft will figure it out before
any like Nintendo. They
behind.
Clearly that's not their focus. And I respect that.
Yeah, like all these games we play, like all these Mario games, Party, Tennis, Kart, Smash, they're enjoyable.
Yeah.
When we never think like, oh man, this is too choppy, or oh the textures are not good. Like when I play a Nintendo game, I'm not looking for that.
Yeah.
I'm just enjoying it.
For sure.
But I will say their online needs work, man.
Yeah, their online is complete trash, dude. I mean, I know it's cheap and all, like especially if you do like the family plan, but that's not a good enough excuse, man. Like the fact that they're charging for this shit, like they should be held accountable for it,
Yeah,
so, like,
wasn't Wii U Smash Online better than Smash Ultimate?
It was.
That's hard to believe.
It actually was.
Wow.
That's really stupid.
How much was that?
It was free.
Oh, right. It's the first time they're charging.
Yeah.
Everybody jumped onto Microsoft's ship.
Pretty much, yeah.
The premium online.
Yeah, I mean, at least Microsoft, like, I'll give them the credit that, you know, they did a good job with their online experience. Like, especially, like, with the first Xbox, like, when that came out, that was huge, man. Xbox Live was, like, crazy at the time, and, like, they did an excellent job with it. But, yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, you have to pay for it and stuff, and I feel like PSN, like, when the PS3 was out, like, you know, when they said that it was going to be free, like, that was a huge thing, and you know, a lot of people just wanted to go to PS3 just because of that. But now, you know, Sony's charging for their online service too, so it's it's kind of Microsoft's fault, but yeah, I mean,
it's a hard decision.
Yeah, it's a hard decision because like they've definitely taken like, you know, strides to improve the online experience. Because I know like PS3 days, like a lot of games suffered from like lag switchers and things like that, and I don't know if that's really a problem nowadays, you know, with like PS4 and stuff. Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't really play games online as much, but yeah, it's
I guess like you said, Nintendo's going for a different direction, and it's been working for them.
Right.
Like what Nintendo tries to do, their goals are reached and obtained.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to sell like their, you know, family friendly games and all that, and they sell them. They sell millions of copies.
Right.
And then PlayStation's exclusives do.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, Xbox and PlayStation, like they're kind of below their like quotas, I guess, or where they want to be in terms of sales, at least.
Yeah, and Nintendo's they're known for like holding their values, like their games and stuff.
Right, right. Like all like PlayStation's exclusives is a pretty high percentage of their sales, you know. And then another good thing that I feel like a lot of titles or developers should do is introduce crossplay to more games than just freaking like shooters and Fortnite and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, like it'd be cool if like what I don't know. I mean, I know Kingdom Hearts not multiplayer, but if it was, have that crossplay would be pretty cool.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Even though I'm not a fan of games like Fortnite, I do respect that they're pushing the whole free-to-play initiative.
Yeah.
Like not needing like an online membership.
Right. Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, I don't know, man. I can't get aboard with those kind of games.
Yeah, no, I tried it. I just can't do it.
I can't even try it. Like I'd rather do the battle royale thing, like with Overwatch. I'd rather try that out. And even that, like, it's a whole new system to me compared to like what I'm used to playing. I kind of drifted out of shooters ever since Call of Duty
Black Ops
2, when it's 2 or 3.
2.
That's when it went to crap, like freaking introducing jetpacks and it's just weird. Like I'm flying in the air, like it's just
it's not even
realistic
at that point. It's just,
and there's way too much customization. Like the original 2 Modern Warfares were alright, to attach your like your sights, you can either have like an iron sight or a red dot sight on your like rifle. Yeah. Now you can change like not only the color of the red dot to like pink, yellow, green, the entire color spectrum, but you can change like the shape. If you don't want a circle, it can be a square. It can be the Treyarch symbol. It can be like a slash. Like, dude, I don't have time for all this customization. Like, you know, like it's
what I do like about the new Modern Warfare, they're kind of like going back to the basics.
Basics, yeah. That's why it sold well, and it has crossplay.
Yeah, that crossplay is really good.
And I guess the new thing is Ground War, so...
Oh yeah, I don't like Ground War, but I could see why people would like that.
Yeah,
My favorite mode is Capture the Flag.
Yeah, like I said, it's like basics, right?
Yeah.
But, again, $60. No, I mean, because here's my main gripe with that. It's not really so much about it being $60. It's because, okay, if a game comes out in January and it's $60, I know that 6 months down the road is going to be like $40. And I'm going to be pissed when I get to 6 months down the road and I see it for like half the price. Now, if it was like a year and it went down half the price in a year, that's a little more understandable than freaking 6 months. So, but as opposed to Nintendo, I've been searching for like Nintendo games, Switch games, like, you know, deals and stuff. Games that I already have. And I still can't find them for that cheap. Like, the lowest they'll go is like $8 less. Yeah. That to me shows that, okay, it's worth it to keep these games.
Yeah, they retain
but
value.
Yeah, but PlayStation and Xbox games, like, I'd rather wait it out. and see if I can get deals on them or grab them from like a private seller on like social media or something. But that's just one aspect of it. I just hope to see the changes that I mentioned before with the PS5. I don't know. I guess I just want a reason to not game on PC. I don't know.
Well, actually, I was gonna make that question. Console gaming or PC game?
Console.
Console.
That's hard. If you're talking in terms of performance,
Console.
PC for sure. But if you're talking like just
I just mean like overall
stability and like title choices and stuff, yeah, I would go console. I do what if you're asking what I use more, definitely console.
Okay. What about you, Amir?
I feel like it depends. I don't know. I think one thing that's really nice about PC games, at least, is mods, and I feel like that can really extend the replay value of certain games. But it also, I don't know. It just kind of depends. But another nice thing about PC is that you can emulate a lot of different consoles as well if you wanted to. So like you can have access to GameCube and Wii and PS2 and like all these like previous generation consoles. So I think that's a really nice thing because obviously.
Yeah.
Sorry.
If you legally own them.
Right. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. And make your own backups and legally dump your games. Yeah. Not trying to support piracy, but yeah. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, yeah, when it comes to, like, exclusives and stuff, like, PC doesn't really have exclusives. It's a lot more just, taking from consoles, or they'll develop games for PC and then port them to consoles. Like, there aren't really any, like, major PC exclusives, at least not nowadays. So, yeah.
Yeah, PC is just too expensive, bottom line for me. I can't find the deals, and I know I said this before, I can't find the deals that I find on consoles on PC. Like, it just comes down to that. Like, I want to, and another thing is a lot of these games, like, I'm not much of an online player either. I like single player games a lot, and once I complete the game completely, like, there are certain titles that I want to hold on to even if I beat them completely, entirely, like Spider-Man, God of War, Devil May Cry. But some of them are just like one and done, traded in. Like Tomb Raider, for example. That's a huge one. So I can't do that with PC unless I get a physical copy, which barely anyone has nowadays. It's all digital. You can't really sell the digital copy without like selling the account it's tied to or something. Mm-hmm. So I don't have the option to, like, once I buy it on PC, it's mine. But sometimes I don't want to keep it. I want to sell it and use that money towards, like, something else. I don't have that option with PC. So for me, it's not really about, like, the performance, the graphics, the frame rate, lock, and all that stuff. It's just more about the game titles. If you were to give me, like, a catalog of 50 games for a console and those same games on PC, and they were, like, inclusive, I didn't have to pay for them, just 50 titles, then yeah, I would choose PC. But in reality, like, the reality of it is that PC gaming is too expensive. Making a PC in itself is expensive, but luckily I already have that. Mm-hmm. But then the titles themselves, if I want to I have like 6 Switch games and like 6 PS4 games. That would amount me up to like $400 on PC. But I spent maybe $100, $120 for the PS4 games. So it just comes down to price.
Yeah, like finding the right deals and all that.
Yeah, exactly. And they don't really have deals on at least not on like on Black Friday. When you go through the ads, you don't freaking see like you see PS4 games that will be on sale, discounted 40%, whatever. Yeah. You see Xbox, Switch, TVs, soundbars, laptops. I never see PC sales or like Steam gift cards 50% off. Mm-hmm. Like you're not going to see that because it's digital content. Digital content just doesn't get discounted. That's it does, like, when like Steam has like their quarterly sales and stuff. Right. But like, normally you just don't. Nowadays, like, I can go to GameStop if I want to get a game. I can just trade in an old game and accrue that credit, and then boom, just pay the difference. If I could do that for PC anytime I want, not just during their special sales, then I would go PC all the way. But you're right. Like what Amir said, if I can get the games, for free somehow, or use emulators, then yeah, definitely I'd enjoy it more on PC for sure. Legally, right? Yeah, of course. But I'm saying like emulators, like for games like PS2 emulators or something, games I missed out on as a kid, and I can now play them freaking on 4K if they support it on PC. Why not? Yeah, that's what I want to use my PC for emulators. Not so much for like Steam.
Yeah.
Steam's great and all, but it's just too much, man.
Yeah.
I'd rather go independent. But the reality of it is that a lot of my friends, like maybe 2 or 3, have gaming PCs that can actually run the games that I want to play with them. Majority of my friends have consoles, so like Switch is the #1 console, I think, in America. Like right now, at least. Maybe it wasn't like the past 2 years, but I think it's become the best-selling console, not of all time, but for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
Because it's a family-oriented system, and like I've had a bunch of like Smash parties and Mario Party parties.
Yeah,
Mario
like I don't care about like brand loyalty or, I guess in this case, system loyalty.
Yeah.
I just really just go to wherever most of my friends are. Because that's what I want to do at the end of the day. I want to play with them.
Couch gaming.
And stuff.
Yeah,
couch gaming too.
Like we never have a COD party. Like, yo guys, come over this Friday and like we're gonna have a COD tournament or something.
Yeah.
Like
that might change with Modern Warfare.
Yeah, but like no, even Modern Warfare. I'm talking about couch gaming.
Oh yeah.
Like even like PlayStation. That's another thing. PlayStation, Xbox, and even PC. Well, especially PC. They have maybe split screen offline, 2 players. Yeah. Last generation they had like 4 players offline. I remember Modern Warfare 2, we could do 4 players offline. Now it's just 2 players, and it's like, what the hell? Yeah. Like, why? There's absolutely no reason to do that. You have a better system, better hardware. You can run it more smoothly now than as opposed to the older gens. Why are you doing split screen instead of 4 player? So things like that, make people want to buy the Switch. They're like, if you're hanging out with a group of friends and only 2 of you can play at a time and the other dumbasses are just sitting there watching, like, what the hell? Like, oh, we're just watching you guys play. And then, like, all right, the next 2 are up, and the next 2 are up. Whereas a game like Smash that's on Nintendo, 8 players can play at once. There's no waiting. So,
yeah, exactly.
And if not 8 players, then at least 4. 4, I think, is a sweet spot in terms of, like, multiplayers.
Well, I think a cool thing in Smash, like online, a good idea would be if you're at a room with 8 people, then you could run like 2 4-player battles. Like instead of waiting for a 4-player battle to be done, the other 4 people can just do a battle.
Yeah, that's true. I guess. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Modern Warfare is. I have high hopes for it, but as long as it doesn't I've heard issues about it not being optimized.
On PC.
Yeah.
Or no, wait, I heard about it on PS4 too.
And
I haven't run into that yet though, luckily.
That's another thing I'd add to the PC comment. When you asked what do you prefer? So PC games, if they're not exclusive PC games, but games that were meant to be on PC, they run better. But if you play a console game on PC, like Arkham, Arkham Knight?
Yeah.
That was horrible on PC.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that wasn't optimized.
It was not. It was not. And I hear a lot of horror stories about even Modern Warfare, and NBA 2K being a slot machine for PC. So it's things like that, and they still charge you $60 plus tax, and it's not refundable. I mean, 2 hours, but come on, 2 hours is not enough to judge a game to be refundable.
Yeah.
So with that, I would just say that I'd rather have. I want to keep my PC definitely, but I think I'll always be more of a console gamer. I think. Mainly for that fact. It has nothing to do with the games themselves. Just the experience, the cost, the DRMs, and all that stuff. Everything that ties in with it. The uncertainty of it being optimized. Even if you have the greatest GPU, the newest CPU, the most amount of RAM in your computer, your computer could be a $10,000 gaming rig.
Yeah.
But your gaming PC is only as good as the game that it runs.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's the thing that sucks.
For me though, putting all like the geeky stuff aside and just looking at it from I guess like a new standpoint, just the convenience of like sitting down on your couch, relaxing, playing on your big screen TV. I don't know. I just always found that more convenient. I mean, I know there's like the Steam Link.
Oh yeah.
And all, but yeah, I just feel like playing.
Well, even Steam Link, that's streaming technically.
Yeah, so I feel like if you're gonna play on PC, you might as well just play in its full glory.
Like when I play like God of War, Spider-Man, Last of Us, whatever, on PS4, I know that it may not be the highest performing title, but I know it's optimized for the system that it's running. So the developers optimize it for that specific console. So I know it's not gonna crash or it's not gonna have weird textures blowing here and there. You don't really see that much on consoles. You see it more on PC, because PCs kind of like, there's so many different PCs and different hardwares, different GPUs, different driver signatures. It's hard to like maintain them all so that they're all supported. Like older GPUs may not be able to, maybe they'll be able to run a game, but they won't be able to support it because it doesn't have like DirectX 11 or something. So things like that make consoles more worth it because if you have a PS4 Pro and your friend has a PS4 Pro, the hardware is the exact same on those. Same chipset, same GPU, same amount of RAM. But gaming computers, like, it's like one person can have an i9, one person can have an i7, and you don't know, like which one is better, which game runs better on which PC. And a lot of people, I feel like people in this PC Master Race group, they just, they like to benchmark a lot. I hate that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Benchmarking is okay for doing it on your own, like, for your own purposes, but it can't be a measure of, this game is, PC's better because the benchmark results are higher than console. It shouldn't come down to that, basically.
Yeah, I feel like some PC gamers just, like, obsess over that type of shit a little too much. Like, at that point, like, how do you even enjoy the game if you're just constantly monitoring, like, oh man, I'm not getting one extra frame, per second or some stupid shit. Like, it's not always about that.
No,
there's more to games and stuff than just that.
Of course,
yeah. It's like Amir was saying earlier. It's not all about the graphics. It's about like the enjoyability too.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah, and that's what you get on like Nintendo. Yeah. And honestly, when I heard that Nintendo was going to be running these games at 60 frames, like Mario Kart, and like Smash, I was a little skeptical. But when I saw it in action, I'm like, wow. And it's running like a mobile processor, the NVIDIA Tegra. That's like on a lot of phones, older phones.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy that it can get the job done with such a cheaper processor and like limited hardware and outdo like its competition.
Right.
Because these other consoles focus too much on like the graphics, detail, textures, and all that. And hell yeah, they look way better than the Switch games, of course. But at the end of the day, if they're not running like optimized, then, or if they're not running like what they promised to run at, like 4K 60 frames, then what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like even though, unpopular opinion, I'm not a fan of Breath of the Wild, when I was playing it, I was still surprised. I'm like, man, I can't believe this is running on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the fact that when you upscale it, or when you plug it into the TV, it upscales to 1080p.
Yeah.
And it's retained 60 frames. That's just like mind-boggling. And I've never really heard it get hot or loud.
Mm-hmm.
Like even when I play Smash with 8 players and it's inside like this tiny little box under my shelf, it doesn't get hot, as opposed to the PS4 that does. And then again, obviously the price. The Switch it's still pricey for what it for what's inside it, but it's still cheaper than the PS4 and the Xbox One X.
Oh yeah, now there's like a Switch Lite too.
Honestly, I think Leo would agree with this. The PS4 and Xbox One X have become more of like media players than gaming consoles.
Yep.
Which is sad.
Yeah, he was saying that earlier, that the Xbox is like a great media player, but when it comes to like the software, like namely the games, it just doesn't do that great. Mm-hmm. Or it does, but it's very like inconsistent.
That's sad though, man, because it shouldn't be. I mean, if it's comparing itself with like the Fire Stick and Chromecast, like that's not how it should be compared to, you know. And another thing, I don't know if you heard this, Amir, but the PS View got discontinued.
I don't even know what that is.
PS View is like their streaming service.
TV service.
Oh, okay.
So they have like live TV, sports, and all that stuff. It's like Hulu, not Hulu. Yeah, like Apple TV, Hulu, like that. It's like that. And it got discontinued, which is weird. And now people who have it are gonna have to find another streaming service.
Yeah.
So PlayStation, I think they're trying to make like a statement and say like, yo, we're not a streaming service or a media player service. We're a gaming console first and then media. But hopefully they can implement it the right way in PS5. There are a lot of titles. I can't believe PS4 is at its end already, man. But there were a lot of titles that I wanted to see on the PS4 that didn't quite make it. A lot, especially from like PS2. Like I'd like a Spy Hunter remake. That would be awesome. Spy Hunter is the first game I played on PS2. Yeah. Or a Spyro remake, not a remaster, but a remake.
If you want, you can answer. Too hard to say, but what was your favorite game from the PS4 and PS4 Pro?
Oh man, I'll let you guys go first. I gotta think that over.
Wait. Well, you already know mine. It's Persona 5.
Yeah, Persona 5 I like too.
Yeah.
That's your favorite?
Yeah.
PS4, you said?
PS4 and PS4 Pro.
Yeah. I want to go with God of War and Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think those would like be my two favorites too.
Yeah.
It's funny how none of us said Kingdom Hearts 3.
I know, man. What the hell? Like, by all means, it should be.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's sad, man. And we were all hyped, and we were all like, you know, like, what? We shut off our phones that whole week when we played, and we were just like, yeah, we're not gonna talk to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's about time to wrap this up. We've been going at it for how long? Like over an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freaking hour.
Thanks for joining us, Amir.
Yeah,
This podcast. Yeah, we wanted to make it more gaming based because, I mean, I know we are a tech channel, but we are like dabbling into like the gaming aspect. Might be a subsidiary gaming channel. So, yeah, that's something we can look forward to.
Yeah, in the next podcast. Maybe we can do like a best like Square game or something like that next time to see what we can implement. Because I think we covered a lot of topics today.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because the next year ahead is probably going to be a weird shift in gaming. So we'll see.
Yep.
Oh man.
Maybe we should think of a way to close this out. Maybe not this episode, but like a special way of closing out our episodes in the future.
Oh, like what to say?
Like a little ritual or something like that.
Oh, like we did for PCT? Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah. Alright, cool. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.